Hey, this is Zach. Sparky just got the 8.1 update. Next on Now You Know. So the first part of the update is the favorites radio station. So what you have to do now, it's real easy. So you go into your streaming settings here, and there will appear a favorites radio station. Hit that, and one of your favorite songs, which we can't play due to copyright reasons, will pop up on your screen. And as you like and dislike things from your other radio stations, they'll all be kind of conglomerated together into your favorite. Next is a cool feature, ratings and open hours. So when you're in your maps and you search for something, it'll now show you Google ratings and Google hours. So let's give that a try. Navigate to coffee shops. So then a bunch of coffee shops open up, and if we click on one, it tells us the number of stars rating for that one and what the hours are. Pretty cool. Next is voice commands for favorite locations. So if you want to put into your favorites things like grandma's house, you can get there just by saying it. So let's try doing that. So if you go over to your favorites, you can see a list of your favorites. Let's try putting a new one in so you guys can see how to do that. So let's cancel this, and let's say that one of my favorite places to go was, let's say, the airport. Navigate to Logan Airport. So there's the airport. I'm gonna click on it, click on the heart, and it says you can name it now. So I could call it whatever I want. So let's say I want to just call it the airport. And so now I can say navigate to airport, and it knows I meant that airport. Pretty cool. Alright, next one is called Easy Entry, and this is a Model X only setting. And I'm still not 100% sure how it's going to work, but I think it's mainly for people who want to have their second row seats adjusted in a certain way. So let's just read it here. We've added a new Model X setting that gives you more control of easy entry. You can now disable easy entry if you want to precisely adjust the position of the second row seats, for example, when you have child seats. By default, this setting is on for those who prefer the convenience of one-tap automatic seat adjustment. If you prefer more precise control, turn the setting off in Controls, Settings, Vehicle, Seats. So now you can see on your Seats menu, you've got Easy Entry on. To change that, you go to Settings, you go to Vehicle, you go to Seats, and you can switch it to Off. And so now it says Easy Entry Off, and that'll remind you. Alright, we're now going to show you what happens when Easy Entry is set to Off in the Model X. So Easy Entry is set to Off. If I push this button here once, it just moves a millimeter. I have to actually hold it down to move it forward, and the reason for that is if you had like a car seat here, you wouldn't want it to just automatically start moving forward and dump the kid off onto the ground or something like that. So you have to manually move it so that you can make sure there's nothing in the way. So that's with Easy Entry set to Off. Alright, so now we're going to show you what happens when Easy Entry is set to On. And this would be if you wanted to quickly move the seat forward so you can get at the third row seat. So I'm just going to tap this once, and I can step back and the seats will quickly move forward. Now if you had a car seat there, it will get moved forward. It might dump off the seat or whatever. So that's why they've given you the option of Easy On, Easy Off. Falcon door height. So this is pretty cool. It allows you to set up a low Falcon door height all the time if you want. So you can switch between auto, where the doors decide how high they go, or low. So if you know that you're going to be going into like a low garage, or if you're always parking in low places, you can set it to low so you don't have to worry. And then you'll just automatically override it yourself if you need to raise them up higher. So if you go into Settings, Doors, you can set the Falcon Wing door now, the height, to either low or auto. We've just set it to low. Let's see how high it goes. And so that's pretty much high enough for me to still get in the car, but as you can see, it's lower than it would normally be, so I can override it here and have it go up that extra height. And lastly, headrest adjustments. So what I've always kind of found annoying about the headrests here is that they automatically went up and down based on how far back I went. So as I went back and forth, they would go up and down, but that's not what I want. I want it to adjust to where I want them to be. So now the cool thing is I hit my lumbar button, which is a little round button over on the side, and this little menu opens up on the screen, only for a second though. You choose whether you want to adjust lumbar now, so these little buttons on my side are now adjusting my lumbar, which you can't really feel, but I can. Or I can choose headrest. Now my buttons are adjusting the headrest height, up or down or somewhere in between. and that way I can find whatever's comfortable for me. And that gets saved in your settings. Now, two things they didn't mention that come with it, but we found out about our Easter egg. If you tap the T 3 times fast, let's try this. Boom, boom, boom. You get a nice white screen where you can draw things and you can say whatever you want, like and you can erase things, and you can change the pen size and color. Woo! Isn't that cool? Anyway, when you're ready to publish, you can hit publish, and then it says, are you sure you want Tesla to critique your artistic masterpiece? No, the world isn't ready for my art. Yes, I'm an artist. I'm going to say no, but if we said yes, this would be sent off to Elon, and he could possibly publish it if he wanted to. So, you artists out there, this is your chance to make some art and send it off to Elon. The other good thing about this that I think is that you could leave a note, right? So you could leave a note like, now the question is, will that stay there when I go to another menu and come back? So if I go off to full menu and then I come back to it, oh, it's there. So cool. This is a cool way that you could leave a note for a fellow driver or for yourself in the Tesla. Now, one final Easter egg update. We're going to have to go driving for this one. This is the cowbell. All right, so now we can put it in, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I got a fever, and the only prescription is more cowbell.
Anyway, so the new Easter egg is that if you pull 4 times on the stalk down below, you get into the Easter egg Rainbow Road setting with cruise control, and this time you get the whole intro to the Saturday Night Live skit, which is pretty funny. And of course you get your Rainbow Road. So the big update in 8.1 is for all of you users who have AP2, which is Autopilot 2 hardware. Sparky only has Autopilot 1 hardware, so we're not going to really get to see any of that stuff that you guys get. If you do have AP2, then you will get to start to use the speed on the highway faster. So it was limited to 50 miles an hour, and now it's going up to 80 miles an hour. So you'll need to drive with it for a few days so that the cameras can get calibrated. So you'll need to ride on roads that have well-marked lines, and then in a few days when the cameras and the computers are all happy, they'll upgrade your speed and you'll be able to drive faster in auto steer and tack on the highway. Pretty cool. Thank you for watching this episode of Now You Know. We've shown you all the new features in 8.1. If you have any comments or questions, things you didn't know about or want to know about, please let us know in the comments below. We'll try and get them answered. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do, and please hit the like button, because that shares this video with other people that might like the video. Thanks so much for watching. Now You Know.